Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin Reviews for yet another episode. And in today's episode, I'm just jumping straight into this one as I've not done a post about how, I went to see this movie last night, I seen this movie a couple of days ago, because I'm just going to jump straight into this, give you my honest thoughts, and give you a bit of context on the movie called The Substance 2024. And so, like I just said, right, the context here is that I did hear about The Substance, right, but I never watched it when it originally first came out because it's not one of these movies where I was absolutely wanting to go ahead and see it. Because the movie, I'll be honest, it looked a bit weird and it looked like a movie that was not going to be for me, especially because I actually saw the trailer for the movie a couple of times in the cinema, like when I go to the cinema frequently and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, I don't know if I'm really gonna enjoy this movie. And then I heard all this praise about how, the main actress in this movie, one of the main actresses in this movie, sorry, Demi Moore, put on an absolute show stopping for performance. And then there was an Oscar season screening that I booked on Friday night, and then I went to see it on Saturday because it was a Saturday, February 22nd, 7 p.m. showing sort of thing. So it was last night kind of thing. So all of that put into consideration here. So, what is this movie all about? So, like I said, I'm not going to spoil everything. I'll spoil like one thing just so I explain how I felt. But yeah, here we go, right? So, what you kind of have here is this horror movie that is kind of a psychological movie where you're trying to think about how the scenario is happening and everything is going on and how there's build up and there's tension and all of that. But it's also like a body horror film. So, if you don't know what that is, it's like when you see bodies flying about or you see like blood and the body gets exposed to such an insane extent kind of thing. So there's all of that. But what the movie is also about how there's this woman and she has this life where she has this idea in her head what she is as a young woman and then what she is as an old woman, and how this like thing that she injects into herself called the substance is going to affect her life, change her life for the rest of her life kind of thing. And so it's kind of like this battle between her younger self and her older self, and you're there trying to realize it all and try to make sense of it all. And that's probably the best way to describe the movie. And it's also 2 hours and 20 or 21 minutes long, I think. So there's all of that. So how did I feel about the movie The Substance? So I'm going to be honest into saying that I did enjoy quite a bit of this movie, but I feel like this movie started losing me towards the end of the movie because, the ending, I feel like the movie was interesting. It was setting up all these ideas, but then it goes overkill. It pushes the limit, and it turns into this really, really crazy movie where it's like you had a lot of interesting things going for it, and they pull this really weird thing off where the main actress turns into this really crazy monster. She goes onto this stage, sprays all this blood everywhere, and it's just so weird and distressing. And it was just really, really strange. And I even checked my phone as soon as they started the final act of this movie. So there's definitely all of that. But I will say that the sound effects were really, really effective. You could feel it in the cinema. It was good with a packed audience, yeah. And I got a few laughs towards it within this movie because there was some parts where it was really, 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 really funny because it was trying to, make you laugh as you were trying to understand what the heck was going on, sort of thing. So there was things like that. So there was things in here that I did really enjoy, but there was a bit in this movie that I just was not crazy about. And if I'm gonna be honest here into saying what I felt about the movie and what I actually wanted to give it out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. It sat with me enough time, a full day here, right? So you know, it went from a 9 out of 10 to like a 5 out of 10 because of the final act. And I'm not gonna deny that Demi Moore's performance was amazing, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was a masterpiece. I just feel like also the movie was trying to be complex and deeply layered and constructed, but the actual plot itself is pretty simple. it's pretty easy to understand as you start to watch the movie. So that's my review of The Substance. I know not everybody is going to agree with me on this movie because I am probably one of the only people that actually kind of didn't like this movie, and I rushed out of the cinema as soon as the credits started rolling, and that's the first time I've done at this sort of thing in 2025 because I feel like I went on this streak of actually watching pretty phenomenal cinema, but there's always gonna be that one movie that you just don't like when you go and see a whole host of movies, a whole variety of movies like I do. So yeah, that's my review of the Slopstance. Maybe we'll see how I title the video. So stay tuned for when I upload this video and peace out. Bye.